Hey guys, what's up? Josh here, Momentum Productions. I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I'm back. And today I want to talk about these two new drones that, came out recently from DJI. We all know about them, right? DJI Phantom 4 Pro and DJI Inspire 2. So the biggest question I'm getting is, which one will I buy? So this is a question that's pretty difficult to answer, but I'm going to anyway, and I'm going to be giving you the reasons why I'm choosing one drone over the other. Now, before I answer your question, also take into account that I am a freelance filmmaker. I work by myself, for myself. I don't work in a team. I don't work for some fancy production company. This is all, my business is funded purely by me and nobody else. So with that in mind, I'll tell you right now which one I will buy, and it is the Phantom 4 Pro. Now, my reasons behind that, it's not only the price, it's portability. It is which one you get more for each dollar you spend. That is the Phantom 4 Pro. For example, huge difference. I have the original Phantom 4. Huge difference between the Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Pro right now is its image quality. We bumped from 12 megapixels to 20.8 megapixels. We have a 1-inch CMOS excimer Sony sensor. For those of you who don't know, Sony makes the best sensors in the world, in my opinion. I mean, I've looked through a ton of cameras. Sony makes the best sensors in the world. They make the best low light sensors, and they make one of the highest resolution sensors. So now that DJI partnered with Sony, I think it's fantastic that they incorporated a 1-inch CMOS sensor into the new Phantom 4 Pro. And you also get a mechanical shutter. So for those of you who love taking aerial photography, a mechanical shutter really gets rid of all of those distorted vertical lines. So right now the Phantom 4 has a digital shutter. So when it does the digital shutter, it doesn't really read out the vertical lines that well. However, with a vertical shutter, you're getting with a mechanical shutter, you're getting a real plate that closes down and stops light from hitting the sensor. So the sensor will be able to process the images correctly, properly, and getting you a more accurate image. So that's a really, really, really big deal. On top of that, we have a huge bitrate increase from 60 megabits to 100 megabits. So those weird compression artifacts we would see in the shadow areas and sometimes in the highlight areas, they're gone. They're no longer seen in the Phantom 4 Pro footage or Phantom 4 footage. So that's a huge, huge step forward for me. A 1-inch sensor is already considered a professional size sensor, and that's what the Phantom 4 Pro has right now. On top of that, we get a new battery system for the Phantom 4 Pro. We get 2 more minutes of flight time. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Trust me, we get about 30 minutes of flight time on the new batteries. We have backward collision sensing now, which is great because I think I fly backwards more than I do forwards. So those backward collision sensors are fantastic. We have the underbelly sensors just like the other DJI drones previously. We have the side-to-side sensors, the infrared sensors, which honestly are meaningless because you can only use them in tripod mode. I rarely use tripod mode, so for me those sensors don't really count. So I'm not going to take that into my thought process of buying a drone. When we look at the DJI Inspire 2, there's a whole mess of things that we need to look at. First of all, the biggest disappointment with the Inspire 2 is that it doesn't come with a camera. And I have the Inspire 1 currently, and that thing came with a camera, and it was $2,900. This thing is, right now, I believe it's $3,100, and it doesn't come with a camera. And I think that's just such a big deal breaker for me. They could have at least made the X3 work on the Inspire 2. I don't know why they didn't. But because I need to buy a $400 or $500 camera now to make the whole system work, I'm just not gonna invest that much money into it because it's not worth it. And And the camera that you need to buy, the baseline camera, is not even that good. It's the X4S, which is I think that's about the same as the Phantom 4 Pro camera. I know that I said it's not good, and what I mean by that is that if you're buying such an expensive drone, you need to have the best camera possible. And if you want to shoot raw, uncompressed footage with the raw license key, you're going to spend a good 10 G's on the Inspire 2. Plus, you need to buy, I would say, at least 4 extra batteries. Don't forget that the Inspire 2 takes 2 batteries at a time. One battery seems to, if it seems to discharge or fail, the other battery will take over. I think that's a great redundancy feature. Self-heating batteries, that's fantastic. You get you have an inbuilt FPV camera, so if you have a second operator or even yourself piloting the Inspire, you can see exactly what the aircraft's orientation is. I think that is fantastic. However, 10 grand kills me. It really does. I would much rather buy a Matrice for that money. I would much rather buy a Matrice. I already have a gimbal. Just put a gimbal up on that Matrice, boom, and I save money. However, with the Inspire 2, is just so much. The flight time is 27 minutes. That's what they rated at, but I'm sure it's about 23 minutes with 2 batteries. And just 10 G's to get image quality like that, it's not worth it in my opinion. The DJI Phantom 4, you get more bang for your buck. You have to look at it from a standpoint of a freelance filmmaker. Sure, if I was working for, let's say, Fox or somebody, yeah, no budget, I would buy the Inspire 2. No hands, you know, all hands down, I just buy the Inspire 2. I love raw, uncompressed footage. But running my own business, financing my own business, to buy an Inspire 2 is just not the smart choice. Not the smart choice. Just too much money going into drone stuff when it shouldn't be. It should be going more into camera stuff and lenses and lighting and mics. It should not be going into drones. You have to keep that in mind as a freelance filmmaker. I know we all love this technology that's coming out, but you have to really take into effect that what more are you going to be seeing? Are you going to see more of stuff that's in the air, or are you going to see more of stuff that's on the ground? And the majority of us are going to see stuff that's on the ground mainly. Drones are used as B cameras. They're never used as A cameras. You're never going to see an interview shot with a drone. Never. You're going to always see cameras that are on the ground shooting stuff like interviews and movies and stuff like that. You're rarely going to see, I don't think you're ever going to see a drone that's up in the sky being an A camera. So you have to put that into effect. Currently I have, what, 4 or 5 drones. I have the Unique Typhoon H, DJI Inspire 1, DJI Phantom 4, and DJI Mavic Pro. And I have a Blade Nano as well, which is my 5th drone, but I don't really use it. So you have to keep that in mind. Right now, I'm only using the DJI Mavic. It fits perfectly into my Think Tank Photo Classic Urban Disguise case, and I take that case with me everywhere. I don't have to worry about bringing a huge Phantom 4 case or a huge Inspire 2 case or Inspire 1 case. I don't have to worry about it. So the Mavic Pro for me is perfect, and it has slightly better picture quality than the original DJI Phantom 4, which is also why I use it. Oh, awesome. Hey, what's up, Owl Media? Thanks for the comment, bro. I appreciate it. I'm happy that that video helped you write out a contract. The Mavic Pro is enough. For what I need it for a B, C camera, it's enough. It gets me those, 10, 20 seconds of extra footage I need to establish a location. So for me, that is enough. That is all I need, and I'm pretty happy with that. I don't need to spend 10 grand on a really expensive drone that I probably will not end up making my money back on. The Inspire 1, as much as I loved that drone, as much as I loved it, I did not make my money back on that drone. So in taxes, I would have to put that down as a loss. Inspire 1 was a loss in my business. I did not make the money back to pay for it. Using just it. So when you look at camera equipment, you have to look at it as a point of getting your return. right? So you look at it as an investment. You want that equipment to get your money back, and on top of that, make you money. The Inspire 1 didn't do that. It didn't do that. It made me probably... I don't even know how much my Inspire 1 made me. I don't. Because it was so difficult to transport, so difficult to set up. It took me a long time to set up. Mavic Pro takes me 30 seconds to set up. Inspire 1 took me, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to set up. I needed to calibrate it, and just carrying it with me was just a huge pain. The Mavic Pro is the drone, guys. Do not be fooled with huge drones that you don't need. Do not be fooled, because I was fooled. And I was a hobbyist when I started with drones, and I wanted every drone on the market. I just think they're fantastic. But if you're a filmmaker and you're looking this at a business perspective, you have to understand that you cannot afford equipment that will end up costing you more money than what you spent on it. The Inspire 1 did not make me money. It was a loss. So I'm being upfront with you. I'm telling you upfront, that's what it is. If you're with a team production company and you can afford the Inspire 2, do it. But as a freelance filmmaker working by myself, it's going to be a loss if I buy the Inspire 2. So Phantom 4 Pro is going to be the drone for me, and I will be getting that one. You're waiting on your Mavic Pro. Yes, they should be shipping out. Well, it's the 19th already, so it should be, you should be getting it later this month. But I just wanted to get on YouTube and explain to you why I would rather have the Phantom 4 Pro over the DJI Inspire 2. The Inspire 2 is just too much money for what it is, and when it comes down to portability, Phantom 4 Pro is fantastic. I feel like, though, if you are going to be doing professional drone work in your cinematography, you need a backup drone. Always a backup drone. So I got 4 drones. So if one drone, God forbid, goes down, I got a second one, I got a third one, and I got a fourth one. So I'm not worried about that. But if you do buy a drone, let's say you buy a Phantom 4, I strongly recommend you buy another drone, like let's say a Mavic, or vice versa. Those 2 drones, you can buy them, and it will still be slightly less than the DJI Inspire 2. So keep that in mind. Also remember that on the Inspire 2, there is no redundancy feature for seagulls attacking it. So if a seagull attacks an Inspire 2, you are going down. You are going down. Unless you're a really good pilot and you cannot fly a seagull, which happened to me in San Francisco. A seagull tried to do a little swan dive right into the Inspire, and I was able to maneuver out of it. So seagulls love Inspires. They love them. They love to attack them. So you got to keep that in mind. Never fly in a bird's domain. If you see birds circling an area, stay away from that area. I've almost had very bad problems with drones there. Owl Media, you definitely need at least 2 drones. You always need a backup. You always need redundancy for your gear. If one camera goes down, you need to have a second one ready to go. Especially with hard drives. If one hard drive goes down, you need a second one to go. I've had probably 5 hard drives fail on me. One costing me a client. I couldn't recover the footage, and I lost the client. So it was bad. So I'm just telling you my mistakes, and hopefully you're learning from them. Always have secondary redundancy features or redundancy options. It is so important, and I hope you guys understand that. Okay, so for me, as a freelance filmmaker, going for the Phantom 4 Pro, and that's that. So I wanted to quickly jump online and tell you guys my thoughts on that, and I hope that you make the smartest decision for you and for your business, because yes, we love what we do, but we also need to make a living, and don't make a bad decision by buying something you don't need. Alright, I just want you to understand that. Okay, So thank you so much for watching this live stream. Stay tuned for more, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.